Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I am going to be giving you my Cancer June 2018 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as June goes, the sun will be in Gemini from the 1st until the 21st. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Cancer, well, there could be a lot of attention, focus, concentration of energy on hidden adversaries, trying to scope them out perhaps, or solitude, seclusion, restrictions, limitations, and even this could be done with a lot of Gemini animation, a lot of vivacious energy, a lot of spirited energy. And really keep in mind, too, that this could shine the light, so to speak, on a Gemini sun, moon, or ascendant hidden adversary, or one that embodies Gemini-like characteristics. And also be wary, Cancer, of this time for perhaps too much attention or concentration of energy on gossiping, which could lead to self-undoing. So anyway, next thing up is, as far as June goes, the sun will be in Cancer from the 21st until the 30th. So the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, attention put on the self, the appearance, outlook, really making the good first impression, perhaps new beginnings, and the physical body, and especially the physical body if this is actually hitting the first house in one's natal chart. Now, this could be done with a lot of Cancerian-like tenacity, nurturing energy, sensitivity, a lot of that strong Cancerian emotion as well. And really doing so, like I stated before, with a lot of that Cancer sensitivity, and it really and also the attention with the self, especially with the appearance, because Cancer is often very sensitive to criticism and ridicule, and that's another reason why that could be done with a lot of care and sensitivity, and to really and to avoid criticism. I think a lot of that it could be connected with. So anyway, next thing up is the new moon will be in Gemini on June 13th, so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So in some cases, this could spotlight, so to speak, maybe a new Gemini hidden adversary. May not be spotlighted if it's hidden, since it would be hidden, but you understand what I'm saying. And also in some cases, perhaps a new Gemini-like limitation or restriction. It could be something tied in to something with communication, or it could be something connected with the Gemini part of the body, such as the arms, the shoulders, the hands. And also, too, maybe embarking on, it could be ghostwriting, or writing, doing some kind of writing in private, in solitude, in seclusion, or something where you show a lot of versatility in private, or something you're doing with your hands by yourself, perhaps such as something with dexterity, like beginning some kind of maybe a course working on vehicles or something, and working on cars, and it could be an example. Now anyway, well, the next thing up is the full moon will be in Capricorn on June 28th. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Cancer, well, Cancer may become tired, exasperated, full, so to speak, perhaps of a limiting, a depressing, or even restricting relationship at this time. This could be the culmination or conclusion of some kind of maybe legal issue that would seem to be very constant, very consistent. It could have been over a business matter, or something even connected with the government perhaps, or even a government-like project or a business-like project that might reach a culmination at this time, that you might have collaborated with one or more people on. This could be a time when you might become tired, full, exasperated, perhaps at a significant other or someone in general that might be prominent in your life, that might be exhibiting a lot of, like this really despondency and really being and somebody that might be expressing maybe some ruthless, tyrannical, very cold or callous qualities, or somebody that's overly authoritative in your mind. So anyway, well, the next thing up is, well, Mercury will be in Gemini as far as June goes from the 1st until the 12th. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Cancer, this could be a lot of communication, talking with a lot of diction and eloquence regarding one's restrictions and limitations, and maybe a lot of writing and done in solitude and seclusion. This could be where at this time too, since we're talking about the 12th house energy and communication, communications might be a little bit more limited or restricted at this time. Remember that Mercury is also, it's not just about communication, it can be connected with siblings as well. So this could be a time where a Gemini sibling or even cousin might disappear for a little bit, or the relationship might seem dissipated at this time. It could be a Gemini sun, moon, or ascendant sibling or cousin, or one that simply embodies Gemini-like characteristics. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Mercury will be in Cancer as far as June goes from the 12th until the 29th. So the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer. So at this time, this could be about Cancer speaking extemporaneously, perhaps about new beginnings, maybe in communication, perhaps with someone from their early childhood. This could be a time where perhaps a Cancerian sibling or cousin, or one that embodies, when I say or sun, moon, or ascendant Cancer sibling or cousin, or one that embodies Cancerian qualities, might have an impact stronger impact on your outlook of life than usual. This could also be communicating emotionally, perhaps regarding new beginnings and about oneself in general. It could be where you're more voluble and loquacious now than usual, and also, but a lot of this energy could be reminiscing and talking about the past. So anyway, well, the next thing up as far as June goes, Mercury will be in Leo from the 29th until the 30th. So the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer. So at this time, well, Cancer might find that he or she is speaking with a lot of authority, perhaps about monetary matters, self-worth. There might be more exploration into creative ideas in terms of generating income at this time. This could be a time too where maybe a Leo sibling or cousin, or one that embodies Leo-like characteristics, might have more of an impact on one's values, self-esteem, self-worth, and even the monetary situation at this time. And really too, when you're talking about Mercury and Leo, this is sometimes about boasting energy. And you want to be careful, Cancer, because if you're generating more income than usual, you may not want to boast about it too much, because the wrong person might, or people might get wind of this and might try to take advantage of you, because Cancer is often a quick, sadly an easy mark for thieves. And I have some idea of this, of course, being a sun in Cancer. So anyway, next thing up is, well, Venus will be in Cancer as far as June goes from the 1st until the 13th. So the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, Cancer at this time could be more about expressing self-love at this time and sympathy for oneself, and just make sure that this doesn't wind up where one feels sorry for oneself in the process, because unfortunately Cancer can have a tendency to do that. A lot of this can be dependent, of course, on the aspects that this makes to points in a natal chart. If this Venus makes say the transit Venus, Cancer makes an adverse aspect to one's natal Saturn, then there's a greater propensity of that to happen, unfortunately, as an example. Now, anyway, it also could be where Cancer at this time might appear more attractive than usual, or wanting to be more attractive than usual, and really showing a lot of more sensitivity in valuing one's appearance than usual at this time. This could be about perhaps getting some monetary support from somebody close to home or a family member in terms of one's self-interest and maybe in taking care of one's egocentric needs, so to speak, or even the appearance and maybe starting a new beginning for Cancer at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up is as far as June goes, Venus will be in Leo from the 13th until the 30th. So the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer. So at this time for Cancer, well, this could be about perhaps extravagant spending on resources, possessions, and really maybe spending things on increasing self-esteem, extravagant spending to increase self-worth and self-esteem, such as workout equipment. This could also be the way this could manifest is about valuing extroversion at this time, and really where it could be tied into self-esteem and self-worth, enjoyment of being more extroverted, gregarious, maybe at the place where you generate income at this time. This could be perhaps the purchase of Leo-like things connected with movies, things that are connected with entertainment at this time, and also perhaps the enjoyment maybe of doing things that are about getting recognition and notoriety and applause and attention, and really maybe doing so perhaps at that place where you might generate income. And this could really be really strongly tied into one's self-worth and self-esteem. Anyway, next thing up is Mars will be in Aquarius. So the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. It will be retrograde from like the 26th until the 30th. Now, this could be a time for Cancer where he or she might become angry over idiosyncratic behavior, perhaps from someone they're in an intimate or sexual relationship with. This could be also the way this could manifest is showing a lot of selfless and humanitarian energy toward this person as well, towards somebody that they're in perhaps an intimate or sexual relationship with, or somebody that they're maybe in a shared resources situation with. Now also too, remember that Mars in Aquarius can be very erratic and sporadic energy, and you might feel that your emotional and moral support that you're receiving at this time can be somewhat sporadic and erratic, but at the same time, it might be the other way around as well in terms of you giving it to others. And also too, there can be some unpredictable Aquarius-like arguments connected with taxes, insurance, even over an inheritance matter or situation at this time. There could be a lot of this really this energy going into making a major change or transformation, Aquarius-like energy, something connected with computers or electronics, and thinking, well, how can that be? Well, if you're getting some kind of state-of-the-art workout equipment, for example, that is electronic and something computerized, something like that, for example. And really, and also too, this could be going, remember that's going to be retrograde for that tail end of this month as far as June goes. So it could be going back to making some major change or transformation connected with something electronic or computer, at something associated with electronics and computer energy maybe at this time as well. And there might also be some indirect, unpredictable energy coming from a sexual partner at this time. So anyway, next thing up is, well, Jupiter will be in Scorpio, so the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. It will be retrograde. Well, as I've talked about before, is that Jupiter can be somewhat paradoxical. It's very strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to expand and enlarge, and it might expand and enlarge a surreptitious, nefarious, even mischievous behavior, perhaps with children, romantic partners. Also, Jupiter, of course, being about luck and fortune, this could be, the way this could manifest could be having some luck and fortune going beyond subterfuge and what's superficial, perhaps in situations with children, with a romantic partner, maybe with people that you might share some kind of hobby or thing of amusement and maybe something that could be of a speculative nature, getting all the information on that, digging deep and getting the information you need on that perhaps. Also, a lot of exuberance and enthusiasm, perhaps in Scorpio-like hobbies, such as alchemy, the occult, supernatural, astrology, something connected with some locksmithing even. Now, also, too, keep in mind that being retrograde, this could also be about reviewing some profound philosophy connected with romance and also things of amusement at this time. So anyway, well, next up is that Saturn will be in Capricorn still. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted, will be retrograde. This could be about restrictions, limitations connected with perhaps a significant other. It could be someone else in general, or somebody that might be in, you might be in some kind of business partnership situation. In some cases, you might be taking care of a debilitated spouse or significant other at this time as well. So also too, given that this is going to be retrograde, the way this could manifest perhaps is reviewing responsibilities that are connected with legal matters, open adversaries perhaps. It could be the significant other, and really it could also, I mean, just reviewing those responsibilities that may need serious attention with those things I just mentioned. Now also, this could be about, if you're unattached Cancer, you might be wanting to make that connection perhaps with an older, more mature person at this time. So, and also really, and also too, in some cases, this could be about where an older person, maybe sometimes a government figure, and even the father in some cases could come out as an open adversary. So anyway. Well, next thing up is Uranus will be in Taurus. So the 11th house will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, this could be about really forming, bringing unique values into groups and organizations. Cancer might be dealing with more financial fluctuations, which might have a strong impact on one's future. Also, the formulation of new financial ideas for the future, and maybe even dealing with unusual, stubborn, and obstinate friends at this time. Remember, when you're talking about Uranus energy, it could be very unpredictable as well. So this could be about a lot of unpredictability and instability connected with one's future and one's goals and aspirations as well. And given that this is Uranus, this could also manifest in maybe doing something Uranus-like with a lot of Taurus-like persistence and in terms of aspirations and goals, such as something with computers, electronics, astrology. It could be aerospace, astronomy. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Neptune will be in Pisces. So the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Cancer, well, this could manifest perhaps in some cases some dissipation and dissolving of the connection with in-laws and grandchildren at this time. Also, too, that one of these people that I mentioned, or both, that might be could succumb to some kind of drug or alcohol use at this time. And also, Cancer needs to be careful at this time not to be duped by false prophets, ones that are very deceptive and duplicitous as well. And really, but given this could also be where Cancer might be interested perhaps in taking a college course that might be Neptune related, such as chemistry, the metaphysical, which includes astrology, a pharmaceutical. It could be something with photography or special effects, something with illusion, which of course is connected with Neptune. So anyway, well, also too, this could be where Cancer might be interested in taking long journeys by boat and sea at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up is really Pluto will be in Capricorn still. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, for Cancer, well, this could be in some cases, I know a lot of you don't want me to say this, but you know I'm going to say it anyway, the dreaded D word. is that this could be an actual literal death of a spouse, a significant other, someone prominent in your life in general, a business partnership. Sometimes it could be an open adversary as well, someone you might have been engaged in some legal battle with. Um, Also, too, about this could manifest in having power in terms of negotiation and compromise at this time, power struggles with a spouse. It could be dealing with very powerful open adversaries at this time as well, and perhaps going through some kind of transformation in terms of a relationship as well. And you might unfortunately attract like terrorists, subversive types as open adversaries. You might see a significant other, a business partner perhaps, maybe dealing with some obsessive compulsive issues at this time as well. So anyway, what I was going to say is basically, well, the next thing up is going to be the North Node in Leo. North Node will still be in Leo in as far as June goes. So the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer. So at this time for Cancer, well, when we're talking about the North Node in transit, this could be about an issue one may have to confront and address. So at this time for Cancer, this could be about having to perhaps confront a rather domineering, overbearing, arrogant, even extravagant maybe person that maybe figure prominently in your finances. It could be someone at the place you generate money with. Also taking pride and dignity in values and really in doing so with a lot of self-assuredness and and this could all lead to better self-esteem and self-worth. It could also be where you might be directed, unfortunately, maybe toward a little more extravagant spending where it might take money to actually make money at this time and really being more generous with your own resources, being more magnanimous as far as that goes, and really also too being more generous perhaps regarding your possessions and your resources at this time. Remember that Cancer often has unfortunately a tendency toward hoarding, and I think with this energy you might be more directed to actually sharing what you have, maybe your own possessions with others, more inclined to do so more so now than not, because the North Node could be about what you're directed towards. So anyway, well, the next thing up is, the Black Moon Lilith will be in Capricorn, so the seventh house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Cancer, this could be about a revelation or unveiling of a tyrannical, overambitious, even undemonstrative, perhaps significant other, someone you're in an important relationship with, or even a business partnership at this time. And this could actually mean you're talking about, the Black Moon Lilith could often be about the revelation of an adversary. And in this case, you're talking about the seventh house of open adversary. So it's like really a double whammy. And it could be the revelation of a Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant adversary, or one that embodies Capricorn-like characteristics. It could be somebody connecting the seventh house. It could be somebody connected with the legal field, perhaps somebody in arbitration, negotiation. So also too, the way this could pan out is that this could also be, when you're talking about the Black Moon Lilith, this could manifest perhaps in what could put one in a strong state of trepidation and fear. In this case, it could be about relinquishing perhaps authority in a partnership situation. It could be with a significant other, or maybe a business partnership situation, or maybe relinquishing own responsibilities toward legal matters, perhaps in some cases. And also too, this could be about the revelation or unveiling of a rather depressing or limiting or restricting relationship at this time as well. So, or it could be a depressing legal situation that maybe you didn't want out of the bag, so to speak, but it does come out. Anyway, last but not least, Chiron will be in Aries, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Cancer. So we're talking about Chiron, it's about emotional wounds and suffering. The way this can manifest for Cancer, this could be about having to deal with some acrimonious and contentious, maybe even combative situations with authority figures, the dominant parent perhaps, which could lead to some emotional wounds and suffering, perhaps dealing with maybe not being able to show a lot of enterprise and initiative in matters connected with improving one's public image, their their reputation, or perhaps their career, their stature in life, and so doing, and really facing strong repercussions because of this. This could also, the way this could manifest and pan out, it could be dealing with a lack of worthiness, maybe because of your stature in life you're not happy with, or it could be that maybe a dominant parent or authority figure might be making you feel maybe lower than maybe you really should feel, and really or maybe you're just not satisfied. You don't maybe feel like you fit in any kind of career, no matter which one you might choose at this time. But remember that also, given that this is Chiron, the wounded healer, that in these ways that you might be having difficulty, and in terms of Chiron and Aries in the 10th house and the suffering you might be going through connected with that, you could help others dealing with comparable situations and do so with a lot of that, a lot of that Aries like courage, fortitude, enterprise, initiative, and aggressiveness. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Cancer June 2018 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Leo June 2018 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.